What is up, Gemini family? How y'all doing? Guess what time it is? It is time for your January 2025 main monthly reading. I know I'm decked out in Christmas gear, and this is a January reading, but if you happen to catch this video in January, it's technically being filmed the night before Christmas Eve. So I'm rocking the Christmas gear, man. So, January 2025 for Gemini. For those of you who need a personal reading, all you got to do is check the description of the video, and that's where you'll find everything you need to know. All right? Okie dokie, let's jump on into this. Let's jump on in. Let's start this off with the person that you dealt with in the past. Past person. If you're not inquiring about somebody you dealt with in the past, sit tight. I'll get to you in a second. Let's see what's happening with the Geminis who are inquiring about somebody from their past. Damn, dog. Two of Cups reversed right out the gate, man. Well, spoiler alert. I don't think y'all are coming together. So let's see if anything else is happening. Yeah, Knight of Cups reversed. God damn. I don't think Spirit wants you to waste another goddamn second on this person. I'm sorry. That's just the way it's coming out. For the first two cards, Knight of Cups reversed, Two of Cups reversed. Eight of Coins. Some of y'all could have messed with somebody at the workplace. Possibly. Okay. Nah, man, I'm going to tell you what. You know what this is telling me? This is telling me a very unexpected open door of opportunity is going to make itself available to you. You are heading into a whole new cycle. A whole new cycle. And it's kind of looking to me like if y'all had unfinished business with somebody from the past, I'm thinking that that's probably a little bit too late now, honestly. Honestly, it's what it's looking like, dude. Oh, man, okay. Well, that's kind of a pain in the ass. Well, it's only a pain in the ass because now, if there's still a karmic tie, which I think there is, obviously, or you wouldn't even be here looking to see what they're doing. But so if there's still a karmic tie, if there's still any unfinished business or anything like that, it's going to carry through into your next chapter. And it's going to make pretty much any challenge or obstacle or anything that you enter into in this next chapter is going to be kind of weighed down by that. So it's going to make things a little bit more challenging, to be honest with you. A little bit. But hey, at least you're making it to the next level, still vibrationally tied to somebody. Usually the universe will block that from happening. And honestly, that's usually to do you a favor, because now your next chapter is going to be a little bit more challenging than it would have been. I feel like the universe is slamming the door shut on this and a whole new opportunity is making itself available. Damn. Well, let's see how the person from the past feels about you then. How's the person from the past feel about Gemini? What are their true feelings, energies, and intentions, thoughts, feelings, and opinions? Looks like they pretty well got their mind made up, man, with the Two of Wands reversed. Chariot. They pretty much trying to move on from this. I'm thinking that they're wanting to stay single. It's looking like they're wanting to stay single and play around and play the field. If you happen to see this person in a relationship, now, just for future reference, for those of you new to my channel, I am not personally allowed to spy on the close personal details of somebody else's personal private life. unless spirit thinks that that information will somehow help you. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you like it is. Most of the time it won't. Every now and then it does, but for some reason, I don't know why it's telling me this. You must need to know this for some reason. If you do happen to see them in a relationship, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. This person has no plans of settling down and committing to anyone right now. Anyone. No one. Not you, not the person they left you for, not the person they trying to get with, not the person they got a crush on. They ain't trying to settle down and be committed to no one. But that's their number one goal. They're trying to run from this, bury it, forget about it. They're trying to completely block you out. Damn, okay. Okay, well, some of you could have dealt with an Aquarius in the past. I also have Cancer, 2 Cancer cards here, actually. And, well, they are putting on a show for you, though, too. They are putting on a show for you, hoping that you're watching. So my advice, my personal advice to that would be just don't. Don't pay attention to nothing they fucking got going on. You know, don't do that. Thank you, Jennifer Kennedy, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, well, any advice from the cards? Any advice for Gemini with the person from the past? 4 of Swords reversed. Hang on. Oh, Queen of Cups reversed. So this might not be all of you. This may only be a tiny little group of you. But don't, how am I going to word this? Hang on. Be selective about who knows what about your life, about how you feel, and about what you're going through. Be selective about that. In other words, don't be posting no boo-hoo shit, okay? Don't do that. Don't be posting no angry shit. You know, don't be that person that's constantly fishing for attention. And I know that's not all of you. I would actually be willing to bet that there's only a tiny little fraction of you that need to hear this advice. So I kind of feel bad because most of you don't even need this. But for the tiny little fraction of you who like to put all of your feelings and your drama and your business on the air for the public to see, don't do that. Don't do that. Because I'm going to tell you what right now. If you think you're going to make this person feel sorry for you, you are sorely mistaken. Sorely mistaken. This person's going to be looking at you and laughing their ass off. They are not doing better than you. I don't care what it looks like they're doing. Okay? That's a load of shit. They are not doing no better than you. Matter of fact, they're probably doing worse than you, honestly. But you think they're going to let you know that? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I know this sounds fucked up, dude. But I cannot scroll fucking Facebook without seeing somebody boo-hooing and bitching. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but most people are entertained by that. I know that sounds fucked up, dude. I'm not saying it because I think it's funny. I'm not saying it because I think it's cool. I'm saying it because it's the truth. Way more people are busting out the popcorn watching you do that shit than actually feeling sorry for you. There may be a couple of people, like maybe you had a close friend or a close family member. You know, there may be a couple of people, but the majority of people are silently not liking it. They're not commenting. They're silently looking at that and giggling. Don't do that, okay? Now, again, I know that may only be 2 to 5% of you that need to hear that, but somebody needed to hear that. Thank you again, Jennifer, for the super chat. Appreciate you. All right, now we're going to move on to the current person. current long-term relationship. If you are not in a long-term relationship, this is not for you. If you are in a long-term relationship and you all are not having problems, this is not for you. Let's see what is happening between Gemini and the current long-term partner in January 2025. What's happening? Knight of Wands reversed. Ooh, this is very unstable. Very unstable, hanging on by a thread. Hanging on by a thread. Some of you may have already been on and off with this person. This has on and off energy written all over it. So I know that's not all of you, but regardless, you all are repeating and looping around and repeating a karmic cycle, and this is extremely unstable. Extremely. I don't even feel like you're happy. I really don't. At least you're not fully happy. Maybe you got one happy twin, but even at that, I think even if you got a happy twin, that twin's pretending to be happy. I don't even think you're happy. You don't even really want to be with this person for real, do you? Not at the deepest level. Now, some of you, and I know this isn't all of you, some of you may only be sticking around because you have kids with this person. Yeah. Emperor and the Empress reversed. Maybe some of y'all are sticking around for the kids. Maybe there's a little financial codependency in here. But this is, if it hasn't already, which I think it has for a lot of you, but it's about to start turning kind of toxic. Okay. Now I worded it that way very specifically because now I gotta be very careful how I say this. Within the boundaries of morality, conflict isn't intrinsically toxic. Within the boundaries of morality, I am not saying domestic violence. I'm not saying physical or verbal abuse. I'm not saying manipulation, okay? I'm talking about just normal us not seeing eye to eye, bickering at each other. By itself, that energy isn't intrinsically toxic. It turns toxic when we bathe in that energy all day, every day. And then that's what eventually ends up leading to those other things that I just talked about. Hopefully not. But if we keep spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning and spinning in circles and spinning in circles and spinning in circles and spinning in circles, having the same argument, the same disagreement day in and day out and day in and day out and day in and day out and day in and day out, bathing and basking in that energy for days and days and weeks and weeks and months, that's when it starts turning toxic. And if it hasn't already, I think it's about to start turning kind of toxic between the two of you because you're just looping around and repeating a cycle. With the karmic wheel, the devil card, the Empress reversed. And like I said, I'm thinking that the majority of you, before February, you're probably going to start realizing, if you haven't already, that you ain't even really fully happy. You ain't even really happy with this. I feel a really strong sense of obligation here. Now, obligation is normal. I'm not saying that you shouldn't feel obligated at all, but when obligation outweighs love, then that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. There's always going to be a little bit of obligation, you know, always. And there's always going to be some compromise, always. I know some people don't agree with that. Well, then stay fucking single if you don't agree with that. If you don't want to feel obligated, if you don't want to have any responsibilities, if you don't want to compromise with somebody, stay fucking single. But I think that's outweighing the love and the connection here with this situation. Let's see how the current long-term partner feels about Gemini. They feel like they're looping around and repeating a cycle with you. looping and repeating a cycle with you. So they feel, actually, honestly, I feel like y'all are mirroring each other in a way. Yeah. Y'all are mirroring each other. They feel like they're looping around and repeating a toxic cycle as well. Here's the thing, though. They don't think you will ever leave. Or, for those of you who have been on and off with this person, they're not worried about you leaving because they don't believe you'll be gone long. That's the danger about on and off relationships. You know, 9 times out of 10, when you let somebody come and go in and out of your life, they're going to become comfortable doing that. So, for those of you wondering whether or not this is somebody you can trust, I don't think so. And they definitely don't believe that you're somebody they can trust. There's a lot of trust issues here. A whole lot. Now, I can't tell if it's projection or not. That's the one thing that usually that's pretty clear. That's not really clear here. They don't trust you, first of all. So they highly suspect that there may be a third party. But here's the thing. You can't trust them either. So oh, man, this is a mess. Woo, this is a mess. This is a mess. Let's get the advice for this situation. What is the best advice? What is the best advice? Advice for Gemini. Whoop, whoop, whoop. The Hierophant. Okay. Ooh, that's interesting. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. Haven't seen this come through in a while. Okay. Let me see if I can remember how to explain this. This used to come through all the time. I haven't seen it come through in a while. Okay. So you are raising your vibration. The person you're dealing with is not. So you know what that means? That means that the two of you are becoming more and more and more of a vibrational mismatch the more time goes on. So here's the thing. Remember, nobody can coexist in the same space with you unless the two of you match each other's vibration. Okay? Now, what vibration it is and how that energy behaves, that's a different topic for a different video. However, we have to be a vibrational match in order to be a part of each other's lives. Okay? So, you all came together down here. Okay? You are doing this. You're vibrating up this way. Now, after a certain point, there's a line that you're going to cross. It's kind of like when, you know, the old school radios, whenever you turn the radio dial and then it starts getting fuzzy. Well, you're in that fuzzy phase between one frequency and the next. But eventually, you're going to get to a point where you cross the line into the new frequency. And whatever was on that old frequency will no longer be a part of your experience. Okay? So y'all are still kind of energetically tied, but you're kind of like a hot air balloon tied to a sandbag, where it's like, pff, 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 pff. You're still tied to this person, so you can't quite make it to that next frequency. You know, you got the sandbag tied to your balloon. You're like, pff, pff. Staying tied to this person is locking you in the same frequency. So you can either A, continue ascending, in which case the universe will separate the two of you. If you keep ascending and this person stays stuck, you will separate. Not you might, not you could, you fucking will. There is no exception to that. There's no way to manipulate that. There's no way to work around that. If you continue ascending in vibration, the two of you are going to separate. That's A. B, you can drop back down in vibration, which will basically continue the two of you on the lowest timeline possible. Okay? Or you can pretty much just keep doing what you've been doing, in which at some point that's going to spiral out of control and crash and burn at some point, eventually. It's kind of like having termites in your house. You know, eventually it's going to collapse. So that's kind of where you're at right now with this. Kind of, sort of. Or, okay, here's the other choice. And you have no control over this last choice. The person that you're dealing with could make the free will decision to raise frequencies with you, in which case the two of you can move up to the next vibrational frequency. The problem there, though, is that you will be a totally different version of you, and they will be a totally different version of them. Will the new versions of y'all like each other? That's the question. Will the new, more advanced version of you still like the new, more advanced version of them? That's the question. That remains to be seen. I can't tell you whether you will or not. That remains to be seen. But this is being slowly whittled away as time goes on. And it's going to continue to get heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. Let me just put it to you like this. I would be shocked if the two of you were still together a year from today. It's possible, but I'd be pretty blown away. I'd be like, God damn, you were stubborn, weren't you? All right. Let's take a look at the single Geminis and your love interest. Single Geminis. Are you waiting for this person to let their guard down? This is telling me a lot of you, for whatever reason, feel like this person has their guard up. Some of you may be interested in somebody at the workplace. Okay. And for some of you, there may be a third party in the mix here. You're having a hard time abandoning this. You're having a hard time completely dropping this and letting it go. But no decision is being made with the Two of Wands here. So it's still kind of stuck at a standstill. Two of Wands isn't a lot of movement. Not really. It doesn't really seem like this person is showing you very much emotion at all. Are you even in communication with this person? This is telling me that there's either no communication at all for some of you, or it's very poor. Very, very poor communication. One of the two. But the connection between the two of you is getting weaker and weaker and weaker as time goes on. So, you know, while this has just been sitting stagnant like this and just kind of lingering in the limbo, the connection is slowly weakening between the two of you. Some of you interested in a Libra. Who else do I got here? Just Libra. Oh, Scorpio. Could be a Libra or a Scorpio for some of you. Could be anybody. You know this. Those are just energies. Well, let's see how they feel about you. How this person feel about Gemini universe. Seven of Cups. This could be somebody that has a lot of options available to them. Lover's card reversed. Okay. Man, I hate it when it comes out like this, dude. Okay, so I have to divide you all into groups. Okay? Group A and Group B. Group A is the group who has never said or done anything to indicate your feelings. Okay? Group B is the group who has said or done something to indicate your feelings. Maybe y'all are talking, we talking and flirting and whatnot. Maybe we're going out on a couple of dates. Hell, some of y'all may even be fucking. Okay? So group A, you've never told this person your feelings. Group B, you have. Or at least they should know because we're flirting and shit, So, if you belong to Group A and you have never said or done anything to indicate your feelings, I don't think this person even has the slightest clue that you're into them. It would probably blow their mind if they found that out. Group B, if you have said or done something to indicate your feelings, it kind of feels like this person finds you attractive, but isn't trying to settle down and commit. Two of Wands. They don't really know what to do. With the Three of Cups, Seven of Cups, like I said, some of y'all are dealing with somebody that just wants to play around and play the field. Keep their options open. Or maybe they just have a lot of options available to them, and they're just not trying to settle down with anybody right now. They find you attractive, though. They do. That's about it, though. That's all I'm really seeing coming from this person. I just feel like this person wants to be a game player. I really feel like this person would rather play around, play games, play the field, keep their options open. It does not look like they want to commit. And it ain't got nothing to do with you. It's not just you. I don't think this person wants to commit at all. At all. I'm also kind of getting here, too, that there's a lot more to this person that you do not know. I don't know why that is. I'm going to leave that up to you. Either maybe this is just somebody you don't know that well, like, for example, somebody at the workplace, You see them, you acknowledge their existence, you talk every now and then on lunch break, and other than that, you're just painting a picture in your mind of who you think they are, Or hopefully this is not the case. Maybe this is somebody you're really, really close to, but they are being completely and totally fake around you. I don't know. You tell me how well you know this person. If you know this person pretty well, I got news for you. This person is very fake. Very, very, very fake. Very fake. If you haven't gotten very close to this person, trust me, this person is not who you think they are. At all. And for a lot of you, if you knew who this person really was at the deepest level, you wouldn't even like them. You wouldn't even like them. Probably wouldn't even like who they really truly are. So let's get the advice on this. Let's get the advice on this. Single Geminis, what's the advice? Damn, it's not giving me any wiggle room. I don't like that. I want some wiggle room. This ain't giving me no wiggle room, y'all. This ain't giving me no wiggle room. Okay, so first, I'm going to tell you what the cards are telling me. And then I'm going to try to figure out a way to bend it a little bit. So, this is what the cards are saying. This is not Rich Lop's take on the cards. This is what the cards are saying. Abandon this and give up on it. Throw in the white towel. That's what the cards are saying, not me. That this is not somebody you need in your life. And basically, if you were to get your wish and get into a relationship with this person, it would turn into a messy, toxic, ugly repeat of a past cycle. How can I twist that, though? How can I bend that a little bit? How can I do that? It's hard when it's that straightforward. It's really hard. Of course, and again, it really depends on how well you know this person. Because if this is somebody you just kind of know at a distance, like a distant coworker or something like that, There's not really a whole lot you can do unless you want to slowly bring this person into your life so that you can start seeing some of their true colors. But if this is somebody that you really, 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 really know, then again, they are painting a false picture in your mind of who they are. So it's like, what do you do here? The only thing that I can say that I would do if I were you is at least be open to the idea of hitting Control Alt Delete and deleting the picture in your mind of who you think they are. That's hard to do. The ego does not like to rethink things. That will scare the shit out of the ego brain. Because the ego brain's worst fear is if I have to rethink that, I have to rethink my whole fucking life. What if my whole life is a lie? This goes subconscious because the subconscious mind knows that everything is connected to everything that's connected to everything. So if I got to rethink that, then I got to rethink this and rethink this and rethink this. And no, I can't do that. That scares the shit out of the ego. But what the ego doesn't know is it's not going to die if it admits that it's wrong. So you have a new soul contract that is due to come in. A new one. You do have a new one. And being energetically attached to this person can make that path very, very bumpy. Very, very bumpy. I think, honestly, I don't say this very often. And to be 100% candid with you, a lot of times I try to avoid saying this. I try to avoid it. But I think that there is a very, very, very important lesson that needs to be learned in this situation. A very important lesson. And learning it and applying it and integrating it will completely change who you are as a person altogether. And in doing that, will make you a vibrational match to your actual person. So take that information and do with it what you will. All right, y'all. Well, I feel like those were the messages that my Gemini friends and family needed to hear. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thanks again for tuning in and playing along. Don't forget to check the description of this video if you would like to find out how to schedule a personal reading. All right? I'm out of here now, y'all. I wish you love, luck, light, and prosperity on your journey. Stay blessed.